Hello Aries, my name is Paul and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Four of Swords. This is very calm, stress-free energy, right? Or at least it is suggesting the relief from that kind of stress, right? Mental stress. Could be that there is... it could be that there was a conflict with somebody, or there was some frustration in your life. Let's put this into some context. Okay, we have an 8 of discs, we've got the 4 of discs, some water, some fire, some more fire. Interesting. Okay, a couple of major arcana here. All right, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We select randomly. We'll put Alien, Simon, Mork, Ripley right there on top of that card. And we're not going to look at that until the very end, okay? And it's hopefully going to tie everything together, right? But we're doing something a little different on this channel. We're making it more interactive. So if at any point during the reading you get a sense, a feeling, an idea of what that card is, I want you to type it into the comment section. I want to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, if we can collectively tap into spirit, tap into source, and start discerning that mystery card together. Okay? But first, let's do a little overview. We have these two major arcana energies, okay? And these are very spiritual energies, right? They're very much devoted to change and progress. It really is, it's like we're really trying to burst through this life, right? And really make a reality that is in line with our truest, deepest desires, feelings, our spirit, our will. We have an Ace of Wands up here. We do have a lot of the fire energy, especially with this Queen of Wands. We've got a little bit of water. We've got some air we've got to deal with. And then we've got some earth. So it's fairly balanced as far as everything, as far as everything goes. Spiritual energy, the fire, the water, the air, and the earth, it's all fairly balanced. We're starting with the 4 of Swords here, okay? I think that you're definitely looking for a relaxation from some kind of I'm feeling an emotional tension between the princess and the Prince of Cups here, but it's causing some mental tension, right? Just tension in our psyche, in our communication, in our relationships. I think generally in our relationships. You're the type of person that doesn't like to leave any kind of conflicts unresolved, very much focused on getting things out in the open, clearing the air so that you can continue focusing on what's important to you, okay, which I think is your spiritual growth, the major arcana cards that we see here, okay? Now, because we have this air energy right here with this earth, especially the 8 of Pentacles, I feel a couple things with the 8 of Pentacles. Well, if we take the 8 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords at the same time, this is telling me now is not a good time for you to reveal all of your plans, right? Now's not a time for you to, let's say, discuss business stuff or divulge too much information to others about your business, about your finances, just money stuff, right? All of this earth-related energy, there's a sense of being a little bit prudent, being a little bit frugal, right? Not overspending, kind of keeping a close eye on things. And with the Four of Swords, it's kind of saying, I don't want to talk about it, right? So I feel like there's no time or place right now for that kind of conversation. Because I think that you need to keep your cards kind of close to your chest, as they say. Yeah. And the Eight of Pentacles is also a card that is very much encouraging you to brush up on some new skills, to think of new ways that you can solidify this Four of Pentacles that we have underneath everything. Okay? So we need to kind of do some introspective work in order to figure out, okay, what do we need to do to continue building this framework, to build this foundation for our lives that can then help us to foster this creative growth, right? A lot of creativity in these two major arcana, the Devil card and the Death card. Seems quite sinister, right? These are intensely creative, and yes, they might be a little obsessive, they might be a little selfish. I think that's kind of what's being called for here, and I don't mean that in a negative way at all. I think that others in your life are not on the same page as you. We have two opposition here, kind of like water and fire, kind of like water and oil, let's say. The thing that just doesn't really mix right now. It's not a time for you to discuss money matters or your resources or your plans with others, because they're not on the same page as you. Okay? They're not. What it's time for is you to observe. We need the Ace of Wands. This is consciousness. This is awareness. This is you not judging, not valuing, not interpreting things, just looking around you, right? This is a card that says, keep your eyes open. Observe what's going on in your life. From this observation, let's be able to collect the data, right? Let's be able to see first. Then we could go into the assessment and the judgment and the integration and the utilization of this information to secure our kind of home base, right? With the Ace and with the Four, I'm getting a feeling between these two cards that some kind of good news is coming into your life, that you're going to get some kind of a message. I don't know if it's how it's going to arrive necessarily, but I feel like there is some important news coming in that feels like it's going to relieve some of this tension. Okay? So I don't know if this is a work thing, family. This is your creative project, if it's more specifically about your spiritual work or some kind of a community organization, or whatever it is that you do with your time, whatever your situation is right now. I feel like this tension is being relieved by some of this fire energy. And maybe once this comes in, maybe we will kind of stop feeling so at odds with everybody. Maybe we'll all kind of gather onto the same page at some point. I don't see that happening right now. And I should also point out, with all of this energy, with the water, the air, and the earth, this is the advice to, like I said, observe what's going on around you. But don't react impulsively. Don't go fully into the fire energy, right? This is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands can sometimes get, how do I put it? Can act very passionately, okay? There's water in there. And when the right buttons are pushed, this fire energy comes out. It's something that might hit you in just the right spot to get that reaction from you. We need to withhold that. We need to restrain ourselves. Okay? And that's another reason why I think this kind of a communication between you and the others, whoever they are, keep it light, keep it polite, keep it rather superficial, to be honest, right? We don't want to reveal our plans or the state of our finances or anything that's personal like that that's going to affect this Four of Discs down here. Because this is your home, this is your home base, this is your sense of security. It's not just physical, but it's spiritual. It encompasses the whole thing, right? These are the walls that are around you right now, and walls are good sometimes, okay? Walls are not always bad. And I think right now we need to keep our shields up until we get this good news that's coming in, and then perhaps we can ease the tensions between ourselves and whoever else is involved here. Okay? But in the meantime, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, we need to observe. We need to observe ourselves, right? When we take the Eight of Pentacles and we put it with this Four of Pentacles, this is kind of saying, look, we need to observe our routines. And this is part of the Ace of Wands too, this idea of observation, of consciousness, right? We need to just look around. Eventually something will stand out to us and we'll understand the way forward. But first we have to really open that spiritual eye, right? That third eye. So taking all of this together, I get the idea that we need to kind of mix up our routines a little bit. Especially if we are trying to prevent others from really knowing what we're doing or getting an idea of our plans. We don't want to be so predictable. You take the same route home every night, and it's easy for people to to time you, okay, 5:30, they always drive down this street, make a left and a right and a left, and there. If it's the same thing every day, if we wake up, we put our left shoe on, then our right shoe, then we brush our teeth. It's the same thing every day. We can become too predictable. And not only in these routines, but then we can extrapolate out and say, well, if I can predict what this person does, while they're driving or how they brush their teeth in the morning or whatever, then it's easy to expand on that and predict what they might do in business, or what they might do in a relationship, what they might do anywhere else, okay? And I think right now it's a good time for you to mix things up, right? Not only to keep you keep your walls, keep your shields going, keep you wrapped in a little bit of mystery, because we do have a Princess of Cups here. And while this isn't the same as the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups is really literally shrouded on the card in mystery. This is an energy that is very open creatively, right? Is searching for inspiration, is searching for meaning, is searching for a sign, right? I really like the Page of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith because it's the fish in the percolator, right? We don't really get that with this card, but it's the same energy. We're searching for a sign, right? And that leaves us open and vulnerable. And this energy kind of goes through life very open, bringing everything in as inspiration, as, isn't so aware that there might be forces out there that would take advantage of that openness, right? So it's like we're searching for a sign, we're searching for a meaning, for a path, for a way forward, for some synchronicity, or, and we have to be open, but we also have to be safe. We also have to have our walls up. And I think it's very important that we have the Four of Swords right here in the middle, because this is what is protecting us, right? We're able to be open, but also safe because we've got a good head on our shoulders, right? Because we are breaking up our own routines, we're able to more accurately observe ourselves and see what needs work, to see where we need to grow, to see what we might need to change, or how we might need to readjust our lives, ourselves, our energy, to get the kind of, inspiration that we're looking for. Now, I guess we should move to the path of the serpent here. We start with that Nine of Swords. And of course, anytime we get a Nine of Swords, we have to do an affirmation card. Because I feel like this is our tendency to be very, very tough on ourselves. Yeah. This is sometimes the psyche or the mind can be its own worst enemy, right? And I kind of feel like our openness, this is kind of an emotional or spiritual openness, and openness to ideas. It's just we're looking to be inspired. We're looking for a sign. So we've got this Page of Cups, right? This Princess of Cups kind of energy about us. If we're not safe and secure, if we don't have our shields up, something could get in, right? Something that does not have our best interest at heart. And I think that's one more reason why we're just not talking about it with everyone. And I don't just mean this spiritually, energetically, in terms of a business or a relationship or a family thing, right? You want to have an open heart, but you have to also be discerning and be protective of the situation, Otherwise, we kind of risk a Nine of Swords. And this might just be someone planting a seed of doubt, and it grows and fosters and festers. Okay. Let's do a positive affirmation card here before we get on with these major arcana. All right. I feel like I'm getting sick. Tiger Lily, security. Yeah, choose the safe harbor for now. Well, that's perfect. This is exactly what we are talking about, right? Tiger Lily. So this is, this is how we avoid something like this seed of doubt that grows and festers and really starts to have a negative effect on our psyche, right? We have to choose safety now, and it might be silly. You might be thinking, "Oh gosh, Paul, I don't have to be that protective of myself. There's nothing really to worry about." You're probably right. Right? Most likely, yeah, there's nothing to worry about. But the energy here is suggesting just to be safe, just err on the side of caution, right? And be a little bit less talkative about these personal things, right? I mean, the first message was basically, don't talk about your finances with other people right now. I mean, unless they are your close people, they don't need to know, right? So choose the safe harbor for now. I think there's some good news coming. And perhaps once that good news comes in, then it would be time that we could really open up and share and, and have a collaboration or whatever it is that you're really trying to do. But over here, we've got this major arcana energy. We got the Devil card. Now, this is in the position of your environment, okay, or your relationships. And it could be a Capricorn person in your life that is somehow involved with this, that maybe is specifically a person that we kind of need to be a little bit discerning about, or have a little bit of a shield up, It could be a Capricorn person. This card is also saying literally that the devil is in the details, right? And that's why we need this power of observation. That's why we've got the the Ace of Wands. That's why we've got the 8. And that's why we got the 4. All of this suggests mouth shut, eyes open, right? Because there might be a fox in the hen house, so to speak. But I think more than that, this also, this card is suggesting that we need to take kind of a leadership or creative role here. That you have to assume command of the ship, right? That all of the duties are yours, right? You're the XO and you're the first mate, or I don't know how the ranks go. You're kind of all of the officers here. Because this devil energy is not lonely, but would prefer to do things alone, right? And this is the position of the environment. So it feels to me like it's time for you to focus on solo enterprises until this good news comes in, until we've seen what we need to see, until we get the sign, until we get the synchronicity or the omen or that, the email or the whatever it is. And we can figure out how to proceed forward. We need to perhaps climb to a higher vantage point so that we can see everything, but not just see what the world is reflecting back to us, not just see what our physical eyes see, but see the goat there has the third eye open. You're able to see what is not being said. You're able to see between the lines, to see what is not being shown to you. Okay? You're able to penetrate a little bit deeper into things and understand what is going on underneath the surface, behind the scenes. Okay? And yet another suggestion that we may need to focus on our shields, right? Shields up, and have a secure wall here. And that is okay. Because not only is this a wall, a shield protecting you from negative influences outside of you, but this is also the sense of safety, security, and stability within you. If you feel safe and secure and stable, then we can really explore this water energy, this openness, and we can find the inspiration, we can find the creative, flow that we need to move forward here. Okay, so we have to really protect the Princess of Cups here, who is, that energy is representing, in a way, is representing all of this major arcana here. Okay? Because I feel like this openness, this sense of wonder and fantasy and this creative, this imagination, right, is how we tap into spiritual growth and spiritual transformation. See, the devil here this is about growth. This is about creating new things. The Death card here, this is about letting go of old things. And these two cards, when they get together, it's very potent. It is very much a letting go and a bringing forth. Right? It's saying goodbye, it's saying hello. Yeah. And that's kind of silly, but my daughter, she likes me to spin her around on my office chair. She'll sit there and I'll spin it and stuff, and she says, faster, faster. And when she's going one way, she likes to say goodbye, and then she comes around this way and she says hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye. And it just goes on, around and around and around. And that's what these two cards are about. That everything is constantly in motion. That's why we have two hands, right? One to say goodbye, one to say hello, because energy is constantly flowing. There's no break, right? So we need these two cards together, especially now, because we're trying to understand, we're trying to see ourselves, our routines, our environment, right? We're trying to penetrate to the real truth of things. We're trying to really see behind the scenes. We're trying to observe everything so we know what to say goodbye to and we know what to say hello to. Okay. And the result of all of this, I feel like, is a maturing of this Princess of Cups into a Prince of Cups. And the Prince of Cups is someone who is striving to live authentically, right? This is, I really do, I think when I first started this channel, I had some kind of negative vibes. I had some weird vibes about the Prince of Cups. Now, as I get to know this energy better and better, I've grown really fond of this energy. Because this is not someone who, it could be. There's light and shadow in every card. It could be someone who is intentionally veiling the truth, right? Because outside of this card, it's all water. And water is kind of hard to see through. It reflects things. What does it do? It refracts the light and stuff. So it's not really easy to see the air energy that is within. The air is pure, it's clear, it's clean, right? It's the truth. Someone's authentic self is inside, but what they are offering is this shimmering plastic film, to quote Bus Driver. Instead of expressing the truth within, the energy just reflects back whatever is around it, but in a distorted way, right? It's not a smooth, crystal, glass-like surface that perfectly mirrors the external environment, but it's water, it's wavy, it's got curves and all this stuff. I don't know the physics of it, but it reflects imperfectly, like a funhouse mirror, So the shadow side is somebody that does that intentionally, right? Kind of someone who gaslights people and all this stuff. But the other side of this, and this is the side that I think applies right now, this is someone who's striving to live authentically, striving to not straighten out the mirror, not make it flat and crystal and glass-like, but to make it translucent, right? Trying to clear this water out either by letting all the sediment settle or in some way transforming it to a different substance altogether, one that is transparent. So I feel like this is someone who is striving to live authentically. I feel like this is what's going on right now. I feel like we're looking for the next step forward. I think we're looking for a sign, right? We're looking for maybe in some ways, all of this observation, all of this walls and shielding and, all of this kind of self-observation and this exploring our routines and kind of shaking up our routines a little bit. Maybe we're looking for a little crack in our own armor that we can let the light in, right? Or let the water in, right? Maybe that's kind of what's going on here. Maybe that's why we need a wall against kind of the outside world a little bit, right? Just so we have room to work and without kind of worrying about what's going on out there. Because what we're really trying to do is find a little crack in that shield so we can let the water of spirit in and we can live more authentically. Let's look at the mystery card now. Yeah. This is the point in the reading where I will ask you to, one, say hello to Simon Mork Ripley, and to try to raise your vibrations. Let's tap into our spiritual energy, into our intuition, and see if we can discern this mystery card together. If you want to pause the video, go ahead. If you don't want to play along, that's fine too, but I think this is a good exercise, right? I feel like this is This is good for us to do collectively as a community, right? Trying to get a little audience participation here. Okay, so I'll turn the camera back like this, and let's all kind of come up with our final answers. If you want to type it into the comment section, please do. By the way, happy October, one of my favorite months of the year. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go with what I started to talk about a moment ago, about finding the crack in the armor to let the water energy in. Because this kind of feels like what we're kind of doing. Maybe air. Maybe you'll let the air in, right? So what I'm thinking of is another ace, but either cups or maybe a sword. But I'm feeling an ace here, right? Something that's going to be the sign, that's going to find its way in, right? And make that difference. Give us that illumination, spark that movement in us. I'm thinking an ace. Yeah, of course it's an ace. It's an ace of cups. So this to me really does kind of go right, it goes right along with the princess and the prince of cups. And now we're finding the ace of cups. This is like we're letting that water energy in. And I think that this is, if you're looking for a sign, I think this is it, okay? And I think that you're going to be inspired. This is kind of an idea like, if we can tap into this water energy, if we can kind of get into our feelings, get into our imagination, I think this is how we really start getting creative, you know? We're finding creative solutions. We're finding the source of joy and happiness. This is the infinite well of creativity, of imagination, right? This is the well that keeps on giving. It does not run dry. This is inspiration after inspiration. It's a constant flow. Never slows down. Right? And I think we have to kind of connect with this water energy and really open ourselves up to our feelings, to our imagination, to our fantasies. And we'll find the omen, we'll find the sign. I think this is it. This makes me very, very happy. We're going to do an extended Aries. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next reading. And I want to thank you for watching this reading all the way through until the end. It really does help the algorithm, and that is, that's very good for the channel. I appreciate that. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.